Hey YouTube, what's going on, and welcome back to Cairo and His Things. Today we're going to be checking out the Wurkkos TS28, not to be confused with its older brother, the TS26S. This is a little bit different. As you can see here in the top, we are going to be working with a single emitter. So another Wurkkos release here, but yet in that TS line. So let's go ahead and check this out. First, let's get started with dimensions, which I'll throw up on the side of the screen. And next up, let's look at size comparisons, which first, of course, we will start with that TS26S. And here you'll see that the TS28 is a bit longer here, okay? Very similar head design, as you can see, almost exactly the same, except the head might just be slightly bigger on the TS28. I mean, just ever so slightly. The tails are exactly the same, okay? But overall, very close in size. You'll see there the quad emitter setup here in the TS26S versus the single emitter here in the TS28. Now, another one I'll show you here is the Wurkkos FC12, popular flashlight by Wurkkos. Now, this is 18650 battery, so smaller battery, but because it runs off of a tail switch, it's a bit longer here. So if you're familiar with the FC12, this isn't quite that long. However, with the bigger battery, it is a little bit bigger in diameter on the tail and then much larger on the head. Okay, so that's our size on the TS28. Now looking at battery and charging on this, we do have USB-C recharging here, accessed off the back, off that same little discrete flap. I love when they put these tiny little flaps that aren't easy to get ripped open. We can unscrew the tail here to access the battery. And you'll see here we do have a Wurkkos branded 21700 battery, 3.6 volts, 5000 milliamps. Okay. Threads are slightly lubed, nothing too special there. Spring in the back. And you can access that through the head as well. So head or tail to be able to access the battery. Now, taking a look at the design on this, we do have a magnet on the back. You'll see there, even on a larger 21700 battery flashlight, it completely stays up, sideways, or down. So pretty good magnet there on the Wurkkos. Now, moving on here, you'll see that we do have, of course, lanyard holes on the side. And on the body, we do have a similar body to what we've seen on like some Sofern models and stuff like that. Wurkkos and Sofern seem to use a lot of these similar styles, but it's not quite that unique body, same unique body we saw on the TS26S with those cutouts. Either way, though, adds plenty of grip, does well. Has the small heat dissipation cutouts here for the heat fins here on the sides, and then a rubber button, which does protrude a little bit. Easy to click, very responsive, but again, rubber button. So lower quality, but works and serves its purpose well. Then on the top, like I said, almost the exact same head that we see on the TS26S. We've got crenulations on the bezel, nice two-tone thing going on there. And then the single emitter down inside, which is going to be a spotlight style emitter. Which, speaking of the emitter, let's go ahead and look at the performance numbers on the side of the screen. And next up, let's look at the user interface. This is another simple user interface from Wurkkos, which I love. Click on, click off. While it's on, hold to cycle through your modes. It's in a stepped pattern, so low, medium, high. There's the basics of it. Then when it's off, you can hold for moonlight mode. Additionally, it does have a memory mode, so whatever you leave it off on, or leave it on, turn it off, turn it back on, it's on high. Turn it off on low, turn it back on, it's on high. So memory mode, double click for turbo, triple click for strobe, 4 clicks for lockout mode. Okay, 4 clicks again to get out of lockout mode. And I see a ladybug. All right, well anyways, that is the user interface. I love that user interface. It's very simple, it's very standard. I love when they do that, and it's easy enough. So with all that said, let's go ahead and take this outside and see what it could do with some beam shots. Now that we're back inside, let's talk final thoughts on this Wurkkos TS28. Pretty nice flashlight. I think it stays in the same fashion of recent Wurkkos releases. Pretty good quality, especially for the price. And whereas the TS26S is a flutter, this is more of a thrower out of a 21700 battery. However, while providing good throw out of this size flashlight, it doesn't put out a huge head with a 21700 battery like the Wurkkos TS23 and Wurkkos TD01 do. All three of these are great throwing lights with 21700 batteries, whereas this TS28 does kind of the same thing, just out of a smaller package. So if you're looking for a thrower from Wurkkos that is side switch only, no tail switch, this is definitely one to check out. Go ahead and check out the link in my description. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great week.